Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Toonami Tom wants you to know that you're a racist.
That's right.
You are absolutely a racist. If you don't think you're a racist, you're a racist. And Toonami Tom is going to tell you that.
That's right. Because only Black Lives Matter.
Yep. So we're going to talk about how Toonami is getting very political about 3 months too late.
Yeah, they're a little bit late for this.
Weird, and I think I kind of know what's going on. I'm going to speculate, but there is a push in Warner now, especially since the Ellen debacle happened, that now all of their divisions are sort of being reviewed to make sure that they're diverse and inclusive enough. But yeah, this made some people very happy and made some other people very unhappy.
I'm just like, why are we using a cartoon platform to do this?
Oh, I don't know. Why did we do it with Nickelodeon too? You know, it's a platform.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to escape from current day politics, you're trying to flip the channel from CNN to Adult Swim so you don't have to deal with the real world for a little while. Guess what?
Not allowed to.
You're not allowed to get away from it.
Maybe you wanted to switch the channel from Fox News. Still not allowed to get away.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What if you turned off Fox News? You're like, I'm turning off Fox News, and here we go. So this is coming from the AV Club, which is part of Gizmodo. Of course, they are thrilled that Adult Swim is making a political statement. Adult Swim's Toonami block shares Black Lives Matter statement, and they said that for years, Cartoon Network and Adult Swim have used the Toonami name as a branding for more action-centric cartoons, with a little robot mascot named Tom stepping down to replace the original host, Moltar from Space Ghost.
Right,
I vaguely remember that.
I remember it.
Tom, voiced by Cowboy Bebop's Steve Bloom for the last 20 years, generally just introduces new shows, give or take the weird eras where Toonami had a plot and Tom did game reviews. He still does, I think, sometimes. But on last night's block, he took a break from talking about Naruto and Dragon Ball Z to talk about Black Lives Matter. Which...
I have the transcript.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So it wasn't just like, hey guys, let's talk about you know, maybe being nicer to black folks.
And racism's a problem we have to address
together.
No.
You have the transcript, and it was very much like, even if you don't think you're a racist,
I'll read it.
You're a racist.
Okay, so here's the transcript. It starts out with, there's been a lot of talk about race lately, and then in a mocking tone, I don't see color. Racism isn't real anymore. All lives matter. And then they're like, these words are actually harmful. They steer away from the bigger issue. Racism still exists, and Toonami's proving that. Discrimination towards people of color still exists. Discrimination in general still exists. Toonami's proving that. Voiceover with cartoon shows, anime shows. Have you actually done it? Have you been able to overcome hatred? Then Tom again. It's all up to us to recognize that and take action. I agree with that. Another voiceover. The decisions you make and the actions that follow are the reflection of who you are. Completely agree. You might want to re-examine some of the things you say then. If you're thinking maybe it's not me, you've got some truth to uncover. So if you think that you're not racist, because Tom the Robot says so.
Tom the Robot.
That if you think that you're not a racist person, you have to uncover the truth because you're all racist. Especially if you think that all lives matter, you know, you don't see color. Because, you know, heaven forbid that you'd be actually somebody who's not an actual racist.
Where are the black people in this spot? I'm watching the spot as you're reading, and I don't see any black characters.
People mentioned that. They said they don't represent blacks enough in Cartoon Network in general. Okay? They said there's shows they can put on the block that are black showrunner shows or POC characters, and they're not promoting those. But don't you know, everybody's a racist. Except for Tom, and they're making sure they tell you so. Oh, it gets better, there's more. So then another voiceover. If you open your eyes and let go of the hate, you'll see the truth. Yeah, Toonami. If you open your eyes and let go of the hate, you'll see the truth. Agree with that. If you're thinking, this isn't why I watch Toonami, which probably most people are thinking, this isn't why the hell I watch Toonami.
You're not even allowed to think that.
It says, think again. Think about how you can fight against injustice. Well, I can turn off Toonami. Another voiceover clip. All of us together, standing and fighting as one. I agree. People should be united against racism. But I don't think racism is just everybody but certain people, okay? Think about how you can be part of the honest conversation about racism. We do. That's why we do this show. We honestly cover stuff all the damn time. Point out hypocrisy all the damn time. Because Black Lives Matter and will always matter. Yeah, agreed. Never thought they didn't. But apparently, if you're not black, you're a racist and just don't know it.
Where are all the black people in this spot? I'm sorry. This is... I'm watching this. I'm like, did I miss something? Because I don't see any black people at all. And I know there are shows that they have on Toonami that have black characters or dark-skinned characters. Where the hell are they?
Think about how you can do more, or you can be part of the honest conversation about racism. And it's a bunch of monkeys that are white.
Yeah. So, look, there are many ways that they could have addressed this better. But preemptively, and of course they're being applauded for it, preemptively calling your audience a bunch of bigots and racists. Right. While using a white guy to voice a black robot and showing clips of anime with no black characters. But it was written by black people, I guess. I still like
that. You know, if you're thinking this isn't why I watch Toonami, think again. You don't get to tell me what I can and can't think. That isn't why I watch Toonami. A lot of people don't watch Toonami for political opinions.
Well, they address.
They don't like having money.
Yep. So the clever angle, though, is that the speech preemptively addresses the people who are going to say, this isn't why I watch Toonami, with clips from the shows that have aired on Toonami of characters talking about fighting against hatred and injustice, as it's to say, yes, this is why you watch Toonami.
I love shows where they fight against hatred and injustice. I'm 100% for fighting against hatred and injustice. I think bigotry and racism has no place anywhere, which we've said many times, but I don't get to be told that I'm a racist even though I don't know it yet. Because Tom the Robot says so. That's Black Lives Matter, okay? And what's that have to do with other people?
You're not allowed to say that. Tom the Robot has spoken. Tom the Robot and his voice actor are the final authority on all morality, all politics. So shut up and listen to Tom the Robot.
I mean, I think most people agree. Yeah, no, right. I think most people agree Black Lives Matter. But most people agree that, you know, that racism is a terrible thing and it has no place, as they make a racist spot on Toonami. Basically, if you're not black, you have to examine yourself because you probably have racism.
Your white privilege is showing,
it's not white people,
and
anybody,
so is your misogyny.
Anybody of any race.
Because, why not?
Because it says, you know, I don't see color. Like, that's a bad thing. Okay, I thought that's what we're supposed to be like. That's what we're taught to be. Racism isn't real anymore. All lives matter, and they mock all of those. Well, I'm sorry. I just don't believe that. I think racism, bigotry is shit in any form.
This seems targeted at Toonami and Adult Swim's white viewers, explaining that if you think the current conversations about racial inequality and protests against police violence aren't really relevant to you, then you've got some truth to uncover.
Right, I don't. I think most people have a grasp on it. Thank you very much.
They're 3 months late. They're 3 months late to the party. Toonami co-creator Jason DeMarco explains on Twitter that the idea for the speech came from Toonami employees who wanted to find a way to co-opt the platform to directly acknowledge the BLM movement, with the final clip being produced, written, and edited by black members of the Toonami staff. Also, Steve Blum tweeted that he stands by the statement, putting a recognizable human face.
Of course he does, because if he doesn't, he's going to get canceled.
Right, he's a white dude. He's going to get canceled.
He shouldn't be voicing a robot anyway. He is not an actual robot, nor is he a black robot.
Couldn't they get... I'm just going to put this out there. I'm just going to put this out there. They had Toonami Tom, voiced by a white guy, talking about Black Lives Matter. And, of course, the voice actor is on Cowboy Bebop. Wouldn't it make more sense to have Jet's African-American voice actor maybe have a different robot on there? But wouldn't it make more sense to have Jet do this spot than to have white Steve Blum do this? Right. I'm just saying.
Well, because he knows his place. He knows that, you know, he's automatically racist because they said so. If anybody watch our channel, we speak out against, we think bigotry, isms, phobes, racism, all that stuff is wrong. We have said it repeatedly. Over and over and over.
Doesn't matter. You're a racist.
We don't behave in a way that would indicate that we were. Doesn't matter because I'm white. I am automatically a racist because Tom the Robot told me so.
Tom the Robot knows all. Tom the Robot knows everything. Okay, so this is the thing, and I wish I wasn't so cynical, but I'm old and I'm cynical. Because usually when we see something like this kick off, especially since it's 3 months late, basically, you know, everybody else had already given their message, something probably kicked this off. Part of it was that they had the guy from Squidbillies say some things on social media that were controversial, and he got gone.
Well, he said some really shitty things.
He was trash talking Dolly Parton and all this stuff, right? So that probably helped kick this off. But remember, kids, remember, Cartoon Network, and by extension Toonami, is owned by Warner Media. And Warner Media is looking into a lot of its divisions right now because of complaints. And I think in some way, I think you might be able to blame Ellen for this, because probably...
Well, they're blaming her for everything else. So.
They're blaming her for everything else. So let's blame Ellen for Tom the Robot. Because they're looking into Ellen... Okay, Warner Media is looking into that because they're looking into Rooster Teeth now, because they had a lot of accusations at Rooster Teeth. Mika Burton came out and said, hey, you know, for all their talk, they don't treat their black employees very well, and now they're purging all potentially problematic content.
You know, here's why would you purge that? You know, you'd want to learn from it. No, you purge it so you can get rid of the evidence.
Yes, exactly. And they were talking about how Rooster Teeth, just in the last couple weeks, and it probably would have taken them a week or two to put this Toonami thing together, just in like the last 2 weeks, they're going to purge content, and they're bringing in some diversity and inclusivity person to oversee changes at Rooster Teeth, probably partially because of Ellen, because of Rooster Teeth's own behavior, and now there probably is a conversation going on at Warner Media like, ah, shit, every one of our networks needs to say something. Because if you don't,
they'll get bullied.
You're gonna get yeah, they're gonna come for you. And I'm sure they probably were getting the talk on Twitter. Hey Toonami, where's your message? Where's your, why didn't you do something? You did nothing. And also, let's remember, we just did a video on this yesterday. Cartoon Network got rid of their content chief, Rob Sorcher, and the person they brought in to replace him temporarily is Amy Friedman, who is the interim, this is her title, interim role as a senior advisor for creative, strategic, and inclusive programming guidance. And she's over at Cartoon Network now. So I'm just saying, there's more to this than meets the eye, you know. And yeah, I'm gonna be really curious to see how this goes, because again, you could just kind of put the message out there without insulting the audience. But Toonami basically called their entire audience a bunch of racists.
Well, they basically said, you know, you might think you're racist, but you are. And it's like, okay, so that means everybody, right? That means anybody who watches Toonami thinks they're not a racist, but they probably are, right? That's what they're saying? Said
the black robot voiced by a white guy, showing clips of a lot of people who have a lot lighter skin than what we're talking about.
Right. The decisions you make and the actions that follow are a reflection of who you are. Exactly.
So, anime fans, you know, I don't care what color skin, most anime fans, black, white, Asian, other, don't really like all the politics that are starting to creep in. It's going to be really interesting to see how this goes down. Now, Twitter...
They said Toonami's political. They just announced it to everyone.
Yeah. I don't know how this is going to play out. We've been telling you guys for a while that, you know, anime is not safe from all the stuff going on. It's not insulated from everything going on in politics these days. And for Toonami to just come out and basically tell the audience to go suck a bag of dicks, yeah, I don't think that's going to go well. I don't know. What do you think?
You know what I think? I think this whole thing's crap. And I think that I completely 100% agree. Racism's shit. I think that bigotry's shit. I think that all those things are crap, and there is no place for it in this world. But I think also that the way that things have been handled, all it's doing is, I think, promoting division. I don't think it's solving anything. It's just creating problems that didn't exist 2 years ago. Yeah,
I think we're actually creating more divides now. In some ways, we're actually going backwards. That is a personal opinion. I think we're going backwards, and it's there's a way to have these conversations, and insulting people right out of the gate is usually not the best way to open up that that door, in my opinion. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
we'll see. We'll see if they'll go broke or not. I don't know.
I just think it was really dumb. And, you know, of course, Black Lives Matter. They always have. That's like, you know, that's a given. I think most people understand, accepted that, have thought the exact same thing for many, many years.
You can't say all lives matter, though, Geeky, because that is racist according to Tom the Robot.
And everybody else is just racist and don't know it.
You're all a bunch of racists, says Toonami, so we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
All right, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.